Hey guys, welcome back to my channel one more time. My name is Preet and you're watching Info at a Glance, your very own immigration ease, where you watch videos and you become boss of your own immigration. And today I am back with another video. This is going to be an addition in my PNP series, and we will be discussing one of the very happening and a small province for Canada, which is New Brunswick. And the name of the PNP is NBPNP. Now, one thing I want to tell you about this particular PNP is that this is quite promising PNP, and when it comes to the processing, this province is known for the fastest PNP processing timelines. So before I start, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, then please consider doing so, and do press the bell icon for all the latest updates on Canada immigration. Now, before getting into the PNP side, I want to give you a brief insight about this province. This is an Atlantic province and one of the maritime provinces as well for Canada towards the eastern side. It's not a very big province, but a small one. And this province is actually famous for their 5 business segments like education, healthcare, transportation, business center, and manufacturing. That is one important reason this province has a special category in the points table, wherein you get 10 additional points when you calculate your eligibility if you are from these following 5 sectors. Now, one more thing about this particular PNP is that the requirement in this particular PNP is quite low. Now, for an example, somebody with a qualification of as low as high school and with just CLB 4 is actually eligible. And when I talk about the age requirement, I mean, you are eligible to apply between the age of 19 to 55. So that's quite promising when it comes to consider your eligibility, and if you're finding the right way to move to the country and get a legal status, you should be considering this particular PNP when it comes to apply for your PR application. Also, this province is quite famous for their another category of immigration, which is the AIPP, Atlantic Immigration Pilot Program. Now, apart from AIPP, the strategic immigration pathway is also quite famous. That is for people who are French speaking, and they also require CLB 4 for that. Now, apart from these two, there are 3 important pathways for this particular province. One is express entry, one is the federal skilled worker, and the last one is business immigration. The one which we are going to discuss today is the skilled worker category. Why? Because that's quite promising and famous, and that this particular route is primarily designed by the government of New Brunswick to help the employers meet their labor market needs. The provincial government understands that to hire a specific skill which is not primarily available in the country, the employers or the businesses are eligible and legit enough to hire somebody from a foreign country or foreign national to meet their basic labor market requirements. And most importantly, whatever information I'm going to be giving you for this particular PNP, I have linked each and everything in the description box below, which includes the points table on how you need to calculate your points, because in order for you to eligible and apply for this particular PNP, you need to have 60 points out of 100 when it comes to calculate your eligibility. So whatever information I am giving you, everything is available in the description box below, and do check it out. And apart from these immigration pathways, there is a new one which is going to be launched on April 1st, 2022. That will be specifically for those students who completed their studies from these 4 academic institutions, and they will be directly eligible to apply for this particular PNP program. Now, talking about the requirement which is mandatory for you to be eligible to apply for this particular PNP, apart from the adaptability and the other important points which you have already gated from the description box link, it is necessary for you to have a job offer, and that job offer should be a full-time job offer from an employer. Now, for Noc categories 0, A and B, it's quite simple. I mean, you need to meet the bare minimum requirement for that particular job offer basis your experience and your certification, in case if you have any, apart from your education. Now, if you are from Noc C or D, you are still eligible to apply, provided the employer is able to satisfy the provincial government that they tried to hire a specific skill which you have, which unfortunately is falling in Noc C or D category, but yes, it is required for them to run their business. Here, like LMIA, the employer has to prove the provincial government that they tried to hire somebody within the country who holds a permanent resident status or a citizen, but they could not fill that particular requirement within the country. That is one important reason they are hiring a foreign national. But these jobs or this particular job offer will be LMIA exempt, as in you don't require an LMIA in order to proceed with this particular category. So that's very good thing. Now, for the points table which I'm talking about, you can see on the screen how exactly the points will be calculated, and you will be assessed on age, education, language proficiency, priority sector segment. If you have that, you will get 10 additional points, plus adaptability. And last but not the least, the most important, if you have a relevant experience within the NOC you're claiming points for and the job you're claiming for, because experience over here is a must. Now there are certain requirements for the employer as well, which as we discussed this particular PNP. Now for an employer, it is necessary for the business which he is running is a legit and a genuine full-time business which is established for more than 2 years. And second, the employer should be willing to support your visa application, because it is required for an employer as well to fill a form and give it to the provincial government, which should be signed by both the parties, and he should be willing to support your immigration process. Now apart from that, the employer, again as I discussed earlier, has to prove that to the provincial government that they tried to hire the skill which they're hiring from outside the country and they could not fill that particular requirement within the country. So these are the basic employer requirements when it comes to this particular PNP. Now talking about the process is quite simple. I mean, the moment you have a job offer from an employer, which is again a full-time job offer, you are eligible to apply for this particular pathway. You have to create your profile within the given link which I have shared in the description box and get your eligibility assessed. And the moment you have the eligibility assessed and you have the valid job offer, you get an ITA from the provincial government. And after the ITA, you get 45 days to complete the documentation. This documentation is similar to express entry documentation, wherein you will be required to submit your education and your experience details and the other provincial requirements which are related to express entry, which can be your police clearance and which can be your language proficiency and any other additional details which can help you claim points for your NOC, and followed by a non-refundable fee of 250 Canadian dollars. And after you have submitted your complete documentation, you will be waiting for a certain period of time which can last up to 90 days to get a final outcome. And the moment you have your provincial nomination certificate from the province, you are entitled to move to the province on a work permit. Now this is not related to express entry, that is why you will be eligible to apply for a work permit. Why? Because the NBPNP officer will give you a work permit support letter after completing your profile when they will provide you with the provincial nomination certificate. So you will be eligible to apply for a work permit which will be a LMIA exempt work permit and move to the country and start working. And your PR application will be a paper-based application which you can submit, and that can go hand in hand when you're actually within the country and gaining your experience and working for the employer who has hired you. So that's quite a simple process when it comes to apply for this particular PNP. The only challenge which I can feel could be attaining a job offer, but to make that easy, I mean, if you look at the AIPP employers list and if you explore the provincial website, you will find a lot of amazing information when it comes to employers who are willing to hire you, because over here the employers and the provincial government works very closely in order to meet the business requirement and to run the economy, and they are actively hiring people, especially skilled people who are interested in moving to the province. They stand a very good chance if they're finding struggle or if they're finding difficulty getting the required evaluation done for express entry or any other category. At least this particular PNP is promising and competitive enough to give you a legal entry within the country, and after spending certain time within the province and after attaining your PR status, you can definitely think of moving to another province if you're interested in brushing up your skills or if you're interested in enhancing your future opportunities within the country. And the most important thing, the work permit which you will be getting will be an employer specific work permit, which is also called a closed work permit, in which you will not be entitled or eligible to change your employer when you are working within the country. So that's all about New Brunswick, a promising province which offers a lot. Though it is small, but yes, it has a lot of opportunities if you are willing to consider. And you should definitely consider if you are from the priority sector which is determined and identified by the province, because that is definitely holding a lot of good opportunities for you. And don't forget to like the video and share it with your peers who are interested in Canada immigration. And if you want me to assess your eligibility and assess your profile, you are more than welcome to connect with me on my Instagram handle. The barcode is on your screen, which is info@aglance21. I will be happy to revert back basis my work availability, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon for all the latest updates on Canada immigration. And I'll see you next week with another amazing update. Until then, bye bye.